In Philippians chapter 2 and verse 14, Paul says something that's very contrary to what society and what our culture would have us do today. He says, "Do all things without grumbling or disputing." Now, today we like to complain, don't we? We like to complain, and that's a big problem, chiefly because it wastes a lot of time. But that's not what Paul is talking about here. Of course, he is speaking of complaining, but that's not his reason, right? Why is he saying this? Why is he saying, Christian, do all things without grumbling and disputing? Well, if we go back to the Israelites, we see that they complained a lot in the wilderness. They complained because it's very likely they felt that God just was not looking out for them. And even though he was, they might have said, well, he's not looking out for us the way we want him to. And that's a dangerous path to go down on its own. But it could very well be that they failed to see God's ability to provide for them. Another possibility would be that the Israelites were selfish. No doubt that they were. We see this especially in the rebellion that Korah had led. He and his family, well, they were jealous of the position that God had given Moses. So he led up and he revolted. So how do we remedy this? How do I remedy this in my daily life? Hopefully this might help you as well. But remind ourselves, number one, that God is in control. Dear friend, our life might look like a wilderness, like a desert with no food or water in sight. The very same scene that the Israelites wandered through. But let us remember that God has not abandoned us. And let us remember that God will guide us home. Another source of complaining in my life, this is personal experience, is that I'm complaining that I don't have something. I'm saying, well, if I could only have this, if I could only have that, if I could just get through today, etc., whatever it may be. Saying, if only I could have this. Complaining over something that I don't have. If I could only give thanks for the things that I do have, I wouldn't complain near as much over the things that I don't. And that would help me so much. So, dear friend, I want to challenge you, as well as myself, that as we go throughout this week, that we do all things without murmuring and disputing, that we put more faith in God, that He can indeed take care of us. Not only that, but that we're appreciative of the things that He does for us.